Hello, welcome. This will be a collective reading for this Aquarius full moon. We're going to tap into the overall lunar energy that we are going to feel. What do we need to know about this overall energy? What will it bring out of us? I'll take 3 cards. Can I get one more? If not, it's not. It's meant to be just 2. Okay, let's stick with 2. We get doe of innocence, tenderness, purity, heart wisdom. Your softness is not weakness. It is your way of seeing truth. And next we have Knight's Embrace, shadow work, acceptance, and depth. Is in deepness, depth, that way. Even your darkness is worthy of being held gently. Wow, so both of these are very soft, tender, gentle cards. Well, you may be dealing with some heavy energy this full moon. Okay, yes, the Aquarius full moon. When we talk about Aquarius, that is about, you know, being our individual selves, being daring to be ourselves, disregarding validation, outside validation. So for instance, if you're going to post something, you're going to post it from the heart or from your realness, not based on, well, how many likes will I get, or who's going to think this is cool, how do I look. It's going to be like, you know, it may be how do I look, but how do I want to look, not who thinks it's cool. I want to say something that's going to reach others, but not, well, let me see what everybody else is talking about, because then that's going to be something that will get me, you know, attention, because I already see it's proven. You see what I mean? It's about just being yourself and not thinking about or considering if it's going to please others. You're just doing this project. You're just living your life. You're just saying what you want to say because it's the truth. You know, it's your truth. It's from you, truthfully. So that's what the full moon in Aquarius to me is about, you know, stripping you down and highlighting, illuminating your real self and allowing you, sometimes maybe even, I don't want to say forcing you, but let's just say shaping the circumstances so that you are set up, that you have no choice but to show your true self and finally allow yourself to, you know, be yourself without considering others. Something may happen which forces you to make that choice. You know, am I going to show up as me, or am I going to fake it? Pretty much. So with that in mind, shadow work, acceptance, depth. Even your darkness is worthy of being held gently. And tenderness, your softness is not weakness. It is your way of seeing truth. Purity, heart, wisdom. What's coming to me is you may be concerned that you'll be considered soft if you show your way. Like this, yeah. Because earlier I was watching something. It may not even have been television. I could have been witnessing something like, you know, a situation in front of me. Where it was someone who, what happened to make me think like they're not being their true self, or they, oh yeah, they were being cool. And I remember thinking, if they were to show what they really felt, if they were to really show up as what they really, it would not please the others. And they probably are not even in touch with what they want because they were so busy trying to fit in with the norms, and that's what Aquarius doesn't do. Doesn't force themselves to fit in with the norms. They go against they're known as the rebel. Thank you, Spirit. They're known as the rebel. So Spirit is saying, as you embrace this side of yourself or who you are that may not be acceptable, because we do have acceptance in this Knight's Embrace card. Acceptance. You accept yourself without regard to who's going to accept you. Now is that time, and I hope this full moon is bringing that out of all of us, and loving yourself through this, giving yourself that love. If nobody else is going to love you and they don't think it's cool that you're going to take this decision, this turn, or make this move, or live this way, or speak your piece and stand up for others, say, I don't think that's cool. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with all of you. Then love yourself and be your own friend instead of having to be validated by a group, is what I'm getting from this. Okay. So we move forward. How is this Aquarius energy going to show up in our daily lives? Okay, I'll take all three. Well, we get whip with the fox came out, and then we get key on the other side. So whip with the fox. I always, full disclosure, this whip card, I must not like it because I never remember what it means. I always have to look it up. This is for years. Okay, whip. Clash of interests, disharmony, and disputes. So I can think of the whip as like maybe the 5 of Wands, okay? And with a fox, whoa, okay. We have to look forward to that in our daily lives. That's the Aquarius energy. Okay. Fox, number 14. I know what it means pretty much, but let's just go with it. Maybe something will jump out. Clash with insidious people, gossip and intrigue, the use of personal interest for profit, fraud, deceit, malice. So, oh my goodness, both of these are coming out and together. And then over here we have key. So finding the key to dealing with this full moon, this Aquarius energy is bringing up, our ability to find the key within to dealing with people that aren't going to accept us for who we are, who don't like us showing up as who we are. You know what I mean? Oh my stars. That's how it's going to show up in our daily life. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Maybe you're someone who cares about what others think. That's going to have to be done away with. And that's true Aquarius spirit. That's the key to dealing with it. Embracing the Aquarius spirit of being the rebel, have that rebellious spirit about you that says, I deserve, stand up for yourself. I deserve as much right to be myself and to be here as anyone else has a right to be here. Kind of like, how dare you try to have conflict with me for being who I am, saying what I want to say, doing what I want to do, living how I want to live. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer, but maybe you're having some issues with that. Speaking of issues, here we go with our last round. What are some ways that will trap us from being our authentic selves? From being that individual rebel, you know, that's rebellious, to stand up for ourselves and just like not let anybody tell us what to do or tell us how to be or how to think or what is appropriate even. Let's see, Divine. What are some things that will trap us from doing that? Keeping us trapped in illusions even. Like, keep us from setting those boundaries. Keep our mindsets trapped to doing what others expect. Okay. First we get, I'll show you, independent comes out. Free. Lead, initiative. So Spirit is saying not focusing on being free and independent, not being brave enough. She's a brave. Look at her riding that horse, you know, free. So, okay. Empty room, no people. The end of opportunities. Wow. That may keep us trapped, being afraid that we be alone. There's always people in the world, always people you can meet. In fact, when you let go of people who are not aligned with you, who don't accept you for who you are, you make space for those who do love you for who you are, who are not going to cause conflict and challenges for you just because you're being free. You make room for that life that you want. And one more. Thank you. Mystery, unknown, confusing. You're confused, or you don't like not knowing. You have security. When you don't know, it's insecure feeling, right? If I show who I am, if I speak up, if I am true to myself and I think for myself, that's what I'm getting more than anything here. Thinking for yourself, not that, what's that called? When you have groupthink. Yeah, not that. So when you think for yourself, then maybe you don't even know who you are or what your thoughts are, or afraid of what that will mean. You know, being without those people that you just followed, kind of like followed a leader. If it's at work, for instance, and you just went along with the group and you never, you know, put your hand up to say, well, no, I don't agree with that direction. I think that we should go in this direction. And then afraid that what if your ideas, you know, are not championed, if they are not supported by the others. You don't want to have egg on your face, so to speak. Or that if you say, you know, that you don't agree, that you won't even know how you feel or what direction to go into, because you never did think for yourself. All you know is this ain't it. You could say that. You could say, I'm not sure which way we should go, you know, with this project or with this idea, but I don't feel in my gut and my intuition that this is right. So let's come together and think of some alternatives. You know, and if they're not flexible, if you got a team that you work with, you might want to work somewhere else or ask to be on another team if that's possible, another department. If you have people that you work with that are inflexible, that's what I'm getting. All right. I'm going to get a card from Believe in Your Own Magic for this full moon and end it out. What is the last card on this full moon? You feel funny. Why are you wacky? Okay. Princess, you can be your own knight. I think that's the main card. Yep, on the front of the box even. This is the main card. It's like this deck supported by the idea, you know, of believing in your own magic, knowing and having the confidence that you can save yourself. You can be your own best friend. You can be your best supporter, your champion. You don't need anybody else to do that for you. And if people don't want to fall in line, well, you know, there's other people they can be around. We'll just keep it nice. And with that, I will see you in the next reading, and enjoy this moon. Bask in it. Learn from what you have to learn. But above all, like the card said, be gentle with yourself. Have your pure, graceful, soft side. Kind of like lean in and treat yourself well through it. Don't run from these lessons. Don't feel hurt. Don't feel down. Just take it as it's just life. Life goes on. There's going to be better people that you meet. There's going to be more opportunities for you. You know, one door closes, that means another exciting door is opening always. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.